And the Marquoyer has it on that wing. Here's a shot. Henderson made a wild stab for spell. Here's another shot. Right in front of score. Henderson has scored for Canada.
Let's move on to the Western Conference. Let's move on to the Central Division. I think this is the most important division because the Pacific sucks. The Colorado Avalanche versus the Ducks. No, sorry, not the Ducks. No, they're playing against the Kings. What am I talking
Kings.
about? I kept messing it up because I was...
It came down to the last day.
Came to the last minute, and I was like hoping for certain series to make it more fun. But it's the Kings against the Avs.
Yeah.
So what are the strengths for the Avs in the series? And why they would win?
Best team in NHL. They have probably the best, arguably one of the best top two players. Let's say top two players in the NHL, right? I think everyone's gonna say it's kind of hard arguing whether he's the best, but he's the best player in the series. Second best player possibly in the NHL. I think their depth too is like crazy.
The center depth is just insane,
and their goaltending, you can't say anything wrong.
They have goalie depth. They got forward depth.
They got the best defenseman, possibly like one of the top two players in the NHL. You know what I mean? Like
they're one of the best goal. Like they have like 3.6 goals per game. Like one of the best teams. Like you get what I mean? But I think from the other way,
what don't they have?
But you know what makes it interesting let's just talk about from the Kings' point of view, why they would win. It's just like they do play the typical boring 1-3-1 trap game. If there is a team that could slow them down, it's the Kings, because they still rely on that. They make it boring, but if they want to, they could really wear it out. And I feel like number two is if they're playing the trap game and Makar and McKinnon are trying to move out and they're losing the puck. The less the puck is away from the Avs, the more that the Kings are controlling the puck, the better the chances of keeping the games low scoring. Yeah. So they could win the series, right? So that's kind of my strengths for them.
It's gonna be tough, man. Like the season series too. I think Colorado swept them too, which is crazy. They won all 3 games. So like honestly, like the Kings is just like, how do you avoid losing really bad or avoid getting swept? Like I think it's like that bad, right? Especially because they don't even have like. All right, let's walk down the list. So let's talk about Colorado. You want to start with Colorado or?
I already talked about their strengths. I'm just talking about King's strengths. I still got a couple more, bro.
Yeah.
I still think Kempe could catch them sleeping, especially on the transition. If they're playing the long stretch pass when Makar's trying to, if he gets caught, I think Kempe can go on the other end and score. Hopefully get the first goal because, that's, of course, super important. And I also feel like with the Kings, with their 1-3-1 trap, if they make the Avs settle for those outside shots, if they're not letting them come in, they're keeping them on the outside, I think the more they could keep them contained, the better it is for the Kings. I think that will continue the frustrations for the Avs, why they can't get in. They'll try to figure out different ways. I think the Kings can get in their head if they just play disciplined hockey. And there's a lot of, if we're looking at the percentage of probability of, I think, of course, I feel like the Avs are going to find a way to just break through that. Yeah. Right. But I think that's the only way I think they can just they got to sit back, find their opportunities.
Just park the bus and play counterattack.
Park the bus, man. Park the bus.
No, it's gonna be like everyone. I think this is kind of the most one-sided series in the entire playoffs. Yeah. But LA, anyone can win, right?
So what do you think are the Avs? Okay, if we all of a sudden find a massive surprise, the Kings win this series. What do you think are the 3 reasons, like 3 weaknesses that the Avs have that they could get exploited from?
Number 1, they're not Edmonton. That's been okay. You know what I mean? Like the Kings kind of struggled with Edmonton. Like they've beaten everyone else they've come up to. So and then with the Avs, there's some crazy statistic I heard where I think in the last 8 or 9 seasons, the President's Trophy winner has been eliminated in the first or second round. So that doesn't bode very well for the Avs, right? Yeah. So there's that, and then I think they brought in a couple of really good players. They brought in Panarin. So the only issue or question mark I have is they're still missing Fiala, right?
Yeah, I think you got to get McKinnon away from Kopitar. Even though Kopitar is going to retire, I feel like he's still one of the most dangerous 2-way players. You got to get him away. And the further they could keep him away, I think they could exploit the bottom six. I think McKinnon will end up scoring a lot of goals. But if Kopitar is on the ice, I think he will frustrate him. So that's one of the weaknesses. I think that the Avs do need to score early, especially in game one. I think they need to kind of show that they're the ones dictating the game. So they got to have a couple of goals, because as the game goes on, if it's 0-0, if it's 1-1, I feel like it's more of LA's game. There's going to be a lot of times when the Kings are not going to have a shot on net for the longest period stretch. Like, they're only going to have like 2 shots for like 8 minutes gone, and you're going to see Blackwood just waiting and sitting and sitting.
He just needs to stay awake.
And all of a sudden the Kings score a goal on a third or fourth shot.
Or just a weird fluky goal from half or something.
So
right?
I feel like, just the team, if the goaltending's if he's not getting busy, I feel like that could also go against him. It'd be cold, right? So I think that's the reason those are the only 3 weaknesses I could have found in the Colorado Avalanche. It was hard finding these weaknesses.
No, it's tough, right?
I think those are it. But for the Kings, what do you think is their weaknesses?
Geez, I think it's their age. I think they're such an old team.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to have trouble, I think, keeping up with Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
And just Colorado's looking at their depth too, right?
Yeah.
Like Kadri, he's like playing on like the second or third line. I think they move back and up and down, right? Like on Calgary, he was their first liner. So
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like it's gonna be hard for them to kind of, I guess, keep up with them just across all their lines.
They're not gonna make comebacks. You can't be behind in the game, in the series. You have to be on top, right?
Yeah.
So if the series could be tied, that's great, works for you, but you cannot be down. If you're down, they're just gonna run away. You're not. I think last year the series, whatever happened to them last year, that's gonna be like those nightmares are gonna come back. Right?
No, and I think Colorado, even when they have the lead, I think they're even more dangerous because you're gonna take more chances and try and think. And they're one of those teams that can just expose you on the back end, right? Yeah. When you're trying to make that pinch to kind of get back in the game. They're one of those teams, like, they'll expose that.
They got the star power. I feel like that's going to go against the Kings. And pretty much the Avs beat them in every metric. You could think about every statistics, and the Avs blow them out of the water.
Yeah.
So I think this is going to be a massive miracle. Like, if the Kings could somehow win this series, I think it'll be one of the biggest upsets in a very long time. But what's the probability of that? I think it's super low. I mean, what's the X factor for the Avs? Like, I mean, everything's the X factor, don't you think?
Pretty much, like, their team.
Yeah, right.
And one thing I didn't even think about it till now is like, they're playing at altitude. Like LA, a lot of veteran players and stuff like that, they're playing closer to sea level. Yeah. It takes a toll on you, especially in the playoffs 7-game series, right? So that's another X factor that I didn't even think about till now.
Yeah. So I think for Avs it's pretty. I don't even need to repeat myself. I think it's very I think it's pretty much everything. Yeah. Or about for the Kings, what do you think is their X factor?
I want to say goaltending.
Yeah, goaltending.
How much?
So you think their goaltending just Kemper needs to just stay on top?
That's right.
To be on his head. I mean, I think you're asking for more of a miracle than anything,
Kemper,
right?
He's I think statistically he's been one of the best goalies in the NHL this year. I think he has one of the highest. I don't know if it's shots against or something, but he's been lights out this year for them, and he's a big reason why they kind of squeaked in the way they did. So, like, he needs to just play on his head. Right?
Yeah, I'm saying Kopitar and Panarin has to turn back the time. Like, they have to turn back the watch, and they got to go back to the prime. Yeah, you could say Doughty too, but I just think with Panarin, especially with the guy he used to be, if you could somehow just bring a little bit of that back, maybe in a game for a game or two, it can shift everything. Number 2, I think Byfield. As much as he could skate, and when you watch him, he plays amazing, but he needs to dominate. He needs to, for this X factor, is like, I feel like he needs to be able to show why he was drafted so high, right? And I think this is a series that he needs to do. I mean, another thing, I just think if Quinn Byfield is quiet in this series, I think there's a chance that he's going to get traded. It's going to be for a big package. Austin Matthews, I don't know, we'll see, right? But I'm saying he needs to completely dominate that. And they have to just stick to their 1-3-1. I think that's their X factor, man. There's not much. I got the Avs sweeping them in 4.
Okay, I said gentleman sweep. I said 5. I'll give LA 1 at home or something,
Yeah,
just that would be the Avs being kind of generous.
Yeah. I know. I think they're gonna they're gonna dominate this.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next series. I think this is gonna be maybe the most difficult series. I think this did take me a while to figure out who the hell is gonna win this. It's the Dallas Stars versus the Minnesota Wild. Crazy series. But what's your 3 reasons why do you think the Dallas Stars are gonna what's their strengths and why do you think they're gonna win the series?
Strengths, I think goaltending is number one. I think that's like their biggest thing. Like Ottinger's got to play lights out, otherwise they're gonna have issues, right? I think in terms of like top end talent, I don't think they have the best players, but I think they have a more deeper team.
But you don't think the Stars have better players?
Than in terms of top end talent?
Really?
Is there anyone in Dallas you think that's better than Kaprizov?
You could literally talk about Rantanen.
No,
I'm not saying. I'm not saying that he's. I mean, Robertson has crazy amount of goals too. He has 45 goals.
But I'm saying like
I get it. Like the
best player is.
But Rantanen. I mean, last year Rantanen.
Oh, playoff Rantanen. Playoff Rantanen.
Yeah, so you can't take that away. I could see that. I get your point.
Yeah.
But I mean, just saying that they're. It's a very tight series.
No,
man.
I think
you could talk about Quinn Hughes from one side, but you got Heiskanen on the other side.
Yeah.
And it's crazy.
It's so tight, man. And even in the regular season, I think Dallas won they won 4 out of 6 or something like that.
Yeah.
So like they won a lot of these games, and some of them weren't even close.
Yeah, I think that the Stars have the forward depth. I think they could score from the bottom. Number 2, I think they have the playoff experience. They've been here before. And, with the Minnesota Wild, they haven't made past the first round since 2015. I mean, maybe history has nothing to do with this. It's a different team. But sometimes, when you have the experience, you've been like how Dallas had done it last year, you know what it takes to kind of push yourself over the edge. That could work out for them. Number 3, this entire, as we were talking about the series between the Stars and the Wild in the regular season, I know this doesn't really matter in the playoffs. Everything's 0-0. None of these stats matter. No. But the Stars have a 44% power play against the Wild in those games that they played in the regular season. And with the Stars, it's not even just their first power play. They got a second power play just as deadly.
Yeah.
So I think that's something, that's their strength for the Wild, for the Stars that will take them over the edge. What about the Wild? What do you think is their strengths that could push them and help them win?
I think they're the more physical team out of the two. I think that's gonna kind of like give the Stars trouble.
Yeah,
and I think goaltending, like whether it's Wallstedt or it's Gustafsson, I think they have options there. Whereas if Ottinger doesn't do well, like it's DeSmith, right? And I think. Yeah.
I think stats wise too. I think the majority of the times both the teams are pretty much top 5, right? And so they're going to go bar to bar. I think number 2 is Quinn Hughes. Even though I like Heiskanen, he's amazing. But Quinn Hughes does take this. Since Quinn Hughes got traded to this team, you could tell how different they are. They're just a much better team overall. So I think those are the 2 things. I think number 3, if I have to say, I think Bork too. Bork has moved up the second line and moved Jamie Benn to the third line. I think the star power is insane. Oh, sorry. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the Dallas Stars. What am I talking about the Dallas Stars?
So
no, it's so wild.
I was like, whoa, was there a trade that I didn't know about or something?
No, man. I'm just thinking. I mean, I like Brock Faber personally.
No, that's what I was just going to say too.
I think Brock Faber is going to elevate himself this year. I think even further as showing that he's one of the best defensemen. In the beginning of the year, I was saying that, there's a chance that in my eyes, Brock Faber is going to be one of the best shutdown defensemen in the league. I think this series, it will showcase his talent. I think if he could shut down that first line, help out shutting that line, I think he's going to be the reason why that happens. I think that could be a strength for them. Yeah, for the Wild. The weaknesses for the Stars, what do you think?
Oh, geez. Weaknesses. I want to say it's just like maybe if they get down or like Ottinger. Like, he's had like issues in the playoffs in the past where he's kind of gone into it with the coach and stuff, but DeBoer's no longer there. But can he live up and kind of keep him in the games and stuff? Like, I don't think it should be a problem. It's such a tight series. Like, you know what I mean? It's so hard even finding any weaknesses with these teams because if they were in any other division, they arguably could be. They
are, but the more and more I started looking at the statistics and the things that are going on, even the games I've watched them play against each other, you got injury concerns right now with the Dallas Stars, right? We still don't know Heiskanen's 100% healthy. Tyler Seguin's out. Rope Hintz is day-to-day, I believe, so we're not even sure about him. But you need him. It's important. And just to kind of add layers to layers. Minnesota, as you're saying, they play a grinding game. They will start hitting. The Dallas Stars cannot get out hit in this series. If they're getting out hit, the injuries are gonna start piling up, and the Dallas Stars could just fall apart.
It's not even like just getting injured or anything like that. It's also the psyche too, right? Like if someone lays a big hit on you, like are you gonna go into that corner again, or are you gonna chase that puck when you know you're gonna get hit? Like it kind of changes the psychology of how you play as well,
but
right?
this team just maybe they're a little injured, they're a little banged up. So I think that could go against the Dallas Stars.
No, that's what I was gonna say too. Like I think the biggest thing for Minnesota is just the way they play.
Especially think about it, if you go and lay a couple of hits on Heiskanen and he's banged up, they got Thomas Harley, but it's a big drop off, right? Yeah. So you lose like a guy like Heiskanen. I think it change it around with Minnesota, their weaknesses. I think their weaknesses come down to they have their defense. They got 4 guys, amazing. But then when you got guys like Middleton and Bogosian on their third line, I think they're gonna get exposed. I think that's where Dallas' depth is gonna outshine them. I mean, you can't keep making them sit out. They can't only play like 4 minutes a game. They still gotta play like 10, 12 minutes a game.
No, you can't let your guys play like 30-minute games.
I mean, what? Right? Yeah, I mean, Heiskanen was averaging. I think Heiskanen played 29 minutes before. But are you gonna do that with Faber? With Spurgeon, these guys, right? It's like that's gonna be another thing that could go against them. So number 2 is discipline. Same thing. If you're throwing a lot of hits, they're also Wild go in the box a lot too. So you can't get caught because Dallas has a great power play. So that kind of works against them. So you got to play physical, but you can't go overboard. Yeah. I mean, we talked about it in the other series.
Well, I was going to say in the playoffs too, is I feel like, the refs kind of open it up a little bit more. So I feel like you can get away with it more in the playoffs as well too, because it's like a completely different game.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wish we could just skip the regular season and just go straight to playoffs, right?
It's awesome. The playoff demons is the other one, right? For the Wild. It's like, can you push further? Because I think personally, in this series isn't interesting, man. But I just think that if the Wild, so maybe I'm going too far with this, but I feel like if the Stars win this series, it's like expected to win this series, even though it's a very tight matchup, because they're expected to go further. But if the Wild win this series, I feel like the Wild could go very far.
That's what I was going to say too.
But if the Stars win this series, I feel like the Avs are still going to be a problem.
Well, you know what it is too? I mean? Well, the thing for me is whoever comes out of the series, they're going to play Colorado, right? So I'm like, I feel like Colorado has such an advantage because they're playing the East.
They do.
Yeah.
But I feel like the matchup with Dallas and Colorado, I know this is weird. This is just like my mental thing. But if Colorado and Dallas are playing, it's kind of expected from everybody. And I feel like the Avs are still going to figure out a way to win that series. But if the Wild come out of that series, the Wild are going to have this huge monkey off their back.
Well, not even that. I think they're going to, they're playing with house money, right?
They are playing with house money, especially in that series. But when they play against Colorado, I think, man, they got some of those pieces. They can go in toe-to-toe. It will make it very interesting because I think the goaltending depth, they both got it. With Dallas, they got Ottinger, right? Which is good, but I think there's a lot of things they could match up together. It makes them more series more entertaining.
I think
if it's
just the style the Wild play. I think it matches up better for them, right?
Exactly, right. So we talked about the weaknesses. We talked about strengths, X factors.
I think for Minnesota. I was gonna start with Minnesota.
Minnesota. Okay.
Minnesota. I was gonna say Trennan.
Sorry.
Trennan. Check Trennan.
Oh yes. Okay. Sorry.
So I was like, Jesus.
Sorry.
Did I say his name right or something? Yeah. No, but I think he has the most hits in the NHL. I think he's gonna be a big part. He's gonna kind of grind down the Dallas players, and I think he's gonna get a lot of turnovers, and he's gonna play a big part. Sure, it's not like a sexy name, but I think he's gonna play a big part in the series.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's the Kaprizov Boldy, that duo. Yeah. I know they sometimes move out of the lineup, but I feel like those two get going, man, they could just completely just blow this series up. I think last year we saw with the Wild, they were playing really well, those two. And now they actually played last year together in the playoffs. I think this year they're going to be even more dangerous. So I think that's number one. That's one. Quinn Hughes is another one. I think for him, he is, other than Makari, I think he's the second best defenseman in the league. So he could take over a game completely, and even on the back end too, he's one of the best. And number 3, it's just health. I just think health wise, the Wild have it, and
the other way Dallas doesn't.
The Stars don't, and I think that's going to benefit them. Especially if the series keeps going further and further, it's just gonna keep helping out the Wild.
I was gonna say if it goes further and further, the way they play too, just grinding them down,
Yeah.
I think it only benefits them, right?
Yeah. So in this series, what do you think? Who do you think is gonna win this series? What do you got?
I had Minnesota. No, I had Dallas actually.
Okay. So,
I had Dallas
Yeah,
and I
how many
had them
games?
7.
yeah, I got the Stars in 7 too. But as I was breaking down like all this, I just started leaning towards the Wild. But then another thing is just center depth. I think that the Stars have the center depth
Mhm.
to just
Well,
I mean, I feel like if the Wild made a trade for a second line center, I feel like we would have this different conversation. Especially, I mean, if Rope Hintz is out, maybe that changes everything.
Mhm.
I think it'd be so close. I'm hoping, this is just me emotionally, I'm hoping that the Wild win this series because I just love watching them play. But I just expect the Stars to win.
No, I think it's gonna be a lot closer than
Yeah.
a lot of people.
It's gonna be a
say.
fun series, man. I can't wait.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the Pacific. I feel like this division shouldn't even exist. They don't even deserve to make the playoffs. But whatever, man. We'll go with it. The Golden Knights versus the Mammoth. Why don't we talk about the strengths for the Vegas Golden Knights?
One, I think the biggest strength is going to be their experience,
Yeah.
and one thing that's kind of helped them is coach. What's his name? Oh,
Tortorella?
Tortorella. I can't believe I forgot. Tortorella. He's 7-0-1 since he's been there.
Yeah.
He's undefeated in regulation,
Yes, he is. Yeah.
and so like I think he does something to players that kind of makes them want to play for him, and I think he's gonna get the most out of Eichel, and
Yeah.
he's gonna be like the X factor. I think that's for them. I think it's just that experience.
Yeah. The special teams, they're in the top 10
Yep.
for Vegas, both sides. And when you got the Mammoth, they're in the teens, late teens, like 18, 19 goals for, goals against average. I think that's going to bite them in the ass too. Vegas allows second fewest amount of shots on net. That's another thing. If you're keeping them outside, it works out for Vegas. Overall experience, I think Mark Stone, I think these guys are going to lead. They know what it takes to go far. I think with the Mammoth, they're just so inexperienced. They could get them there. So I feel like that's the Vegas' strengths. Let's go the other way. What about the Utah strengths?
Utah
Winning
I
the
think,
series, if you believe that they could win the
man,
series.
I think they're going to
give.
give a lot of teams trouble if they make
Yeah.
it past this round, right? I think
Yeah.
it's just like the way they play. They play so fast and so physical too, right? And I just think like the players that they have, like Schmaltz and stuff like that, they're not like the most sexiest of names or
Yeah.
like the players, but they get it done, man.
Yeah.
And they have top end goaltending with Vejmelka.
Yeah.
So I think they can do it. It's just like, will they have that depth? Not depth, that experience. I think that's the biggest question mark for me.
I know Veg has like the second most wins, and his goals against average is like
Yeah.
2.7 is
Yeah.
really good as well. I think Gunther, he's a 40 goal scorer now. I think he's one of the best snipers in the league. He's going to be a threat for them. I think they're just younger. They're faster. I think they're going to be super hungry. Playing at home, that place is going to be rocking. I know in Vegas, too, I think this is a series that you have two home bases that are going to be rocking, both sides. And I think it's going to be hard playing either way.
Do you
I think it's going to, what's going to happen? I feel like it could be a series where the home teams just keep winning. Like the road team is going to be, whoever wins the first road. Okay, this is my thing. Whoever wins the first road game is going to win this series. I feel like, because this home teams it's going to be very hard to win one. So that's my strength for both teams. What were we
I was gonna say, like, don't you think it will be a little bit less bumpy in Utah just because they play in, like, I think it's only like a 10 or
No, that place is loud, man.
It's loud?
Yes. That place. I don't know if you've seen a game, but
Okay.
it's rocking, man. The place is gonna be fun. It doesn't matter how many people there are, but especially when the way it's built, it's gonna be loud in there.
Okay.
I think they have something.
I haven't
going this
watched
year.
too much Utah games,
Yeah.
so I'm kind of excited to see.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. You definitely need to grab
Check
some
that
popcorn
out.
and watch the
Okay,
game.
okay.
Man. It's gonna be fun. The weaknesses for the Vegas Golden Knights, man. What do you think?
Well, I was gonna say, like, it was looking really shaky for them earlier in the season,
Yeah.
and then ever since they brought Trotz, they've been playing like it's like two different teams watching them play,
Yeah.
and geez, it's so tough finding a weakness because they're so deep too, right? You
Mhm.
look at their like lineup up and down, and it's just like they can get contributions from any line. So like finding a weak, especially against Utah, like the only thing is like, will they get outskated? That's the only thing I can think of.
Oh, I
Like,
got a couple.
yeah.
I think Carter Hart came back. He's been 6-0 since they've been winning. They've been on this little hot
Mhm.
streak going on. But I still do feel like the goaltending is an issue for
Do
Vegas.
you think it's gonna be Hill or Hart?
I think they should go with Hart personally.
Just because he's just riding the hot
You got to
streak,
go
right?
with their hot goalie. You got to
Yeah.
ride with that. Number 2, the Vegas Golden Knights, when they let in the first goal, because they start off very slow.
Very slow, and it's like not even like
It's like 12-24 and 3 or something is their record, and Utah is like 26-6 or something when they score first.
Mhm.
Whoever scores first is going to lead, and Utah, you can't let Utah just grab the lead right off.
One
the bat.
thing about Vegas too is like I don't know how they do it, but sometimes they're down like 3 goals and they find a way to come back. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy, right? Like they did that to Toronto a couple times.
And number 3, I know this is a Toronto thing, but Marner, is he this? In the playoffs, he's less than point per game. This year, he's 1.1 points per game in the regular season. Are we gonna still keep seeing the difference between a playoff Marner and a regular season Marner? Like for Maple Leaf fans, they've seen it enough times where you see that regular season guys playing great. This year, regular season wise, Marner was okay. wasn't really.
But
that same guy.
I don't think that expectation was there because he wasn't like
but
number.
I think this is where his money, where he got paid, this playoffs. I think there's a lot of pressure, and I think Marner does need to show up. He cannot go invisible. Tortorella is going to make him block shots. They're all going to block shots. They're going to have to invest and he will do that, but he needs to do all the offensive stuff too. He needs to show that he is a superstar. So he can't just become invisible in the third period. That's going to be very crucial. That could hold him back because if Marner disappears, right, this series could just
but it's like
away.
it's so crazy because like they had the Marner, right? But then you look at it, they got Stone, they got Eichel.
No, I understand. But listen, Stone's like they're all great players.
Yeah.
But like Marner is your most paid player.
No,
and I get it with Stone, but Stone is getting a little older too.
Yeah.
He can't do the same thing that he was doing.
No, but I was just
ago.
like saying in terms of like depth, like it's just they have so many options, right? Whereas with Utah, it's like okay, if
I don't think
Gunther, you don't think that? Okay.
No.
So that was my biggest gripe on Utah is like okay, if these guys are
because Carlson's injured, right? And Hurdle has not been that great this year. He's been moving up and down the lineup, and Jack Eichel, you could say he's great. Theodore hasn't had a great year either this year, right? I don't think there's a lot of things going for Vegas this year. I think with Utah, they have a lot of guys. Logan Cooley's having a great year too. That guy's speed is gonna be so hard to catch up to. Like I think they have a lot of young guys that are gonna expose this team. That's just how I feel with this. But we could talk about Utah's weaknesses. What do you think is gonna be holding them back? Why do you think they're gonna lose this series?
I think the biggest thing for them is gonna be just the experience, right? For a lot of these players, the first time playing in a playoff atmosphere. So I think it's gonna be like tough for them just to kind of take it all in and adjust, right?
Yeah. Utah has one of the worst high danger chances. So they don't really get in. And I think with Vegas being one of the best defensive teams, that could go against Utah. Like they got to figure out those high scoring chances. They need to get in. They can't just settle for outside shots.
Even the couple games I did watch of Utah this year, they don't do such a good job in front of the net. I feel like a lot of their goals that opponents score, it's right in front of the net, and they like struggle to kind of clear out that space. So like that's one thing I kind of want to hope that they do better this playoff series.
Number 2 is face-offs. I think just they win like 48%, or if you compare it with Vegas, they're at like 52, 53%, especially on the defensive draws. If you keep losing face-offs, it's gonna be hard, man. They need to figure that out.
It's just more possession for the other team, right?
Yeah, number 3, I just think center depth wise overall, I think that Vegas just has an advantage there.
I think they have just depth in general. I think
I do think I think Utah has some guys on the bottom 6 that could fly, man. Like guys like Carconi, like Krause, and these guys. I think they will cause havoc for sure. They got some boys, man, that could score. But yeah, maybe lack of experience as well. That could be it. I feel like the lack of experience with this team could be a gift and a curse. I think with a gift wise is like you kind of go in, just play the underdog role. You're playing against Vegas. You beat this team, you got a massive boost.
Yeah, chip on your shoulder.
Chip on your shoulder. I personally feel like they got some good things going for them, but they got some weaknesses, but it could work out as a strength as well. X factor for Vegas. What do you got?
I was gonna say Marner. He's got to show up, right? Like you said before, like is it gonna be the Toronto Maple Leafs Marner, or is it gonna reignite his identity? Kinda. I think it's going to be a lot better for him in Vegas. I think, there's not that pressure, and I think it's a less physical game too. Like Toronto, like the first couple rounds that they've played when he was on the team, I think it's always been physical. It's kind of been tough being a smaller guy too.
Yeah.
I think he'll kind of shine this series.
Yeah. No, that's I could see that.
Yeah.
I think Stone's health is very important. Like he needs to just stay healthy and play, because if he gets banged up, if he's out or something, he brings a lot to this team. He goes, the identity goes, and I feel like the team just would fade away. So I think he needs to stay healthy. If I had to choose anything, it would be Tortorella buying in. You got to buy into what he's been doing. They're on a hot streak. Don't get away from that. Just keep doing this. Keep riding this hot streak. And I think Tortorella's the right coach for this. So I think those are the X factors I got for them. For Utah, what do you got?
Utah, I think it's scoring first, like you said before. Vegas, they always kind of get off to a slow start, and I think it's up to Utah to kind of exploit that, and they need to take advantage. It's a lot easier playing back when you have a lead rather than trying chasing goals, especially in the playoffs. So I think that's key for them in this series.
I think get Gunther the puck, right? If Clayton Keller could, those sauces, if you could get it one-timers, he's gonna be scoring a lot of goals this series. Number 2, team speed. Just keep beating them on a neutral zone. I think they could wear out the Vegas Golden Knights. They could throw as many hits as they want. This team's too fast for them. Number 3, I think Sergachev. He's been playing lights out this year, but I feel like he could insert himself as the best defenseman in this entire series. And I think he will there'll be the tipping for the defensive side. I think Sergachev could push them over the edge and they could win the series. But yeah, who do you got winning this series overall?
Man, honestly, now that you say all that you said, I initially had Vegas in 5.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I think like that experience piece and just Vegas's depth.
Yeah.
And I want Vegas to win the cup, because then Calgary get that second.
Calgary gets a pick.
Then Calgary gets that first, right?
Yeah.
That second converted to a first. But no, I honestly, I think, Vegas in 5.
Vegas in 5.
Yeah.
I got Utah in 6.
Okay.
Personally, I think Utah is going to be a problem for any team in the Pacific. Doesn't matter if it's the Oilers coming out or if it's the Ducks coming out. I think if Utah wins the series, they're going to beat them too as well.
No, it should be a good series. Like in the season series, I think it was like 2-2. So it was close.
Listen, Clayton Keller is very underrated. I feel like in this series, he's really going to show like nationally, like this guy is. I know he's on Team USA and everything, but I think he's going to push it further. He's going to show that he is a superstar in this league. He's going to get that respect after the series, and he's going to win it in 6. I could see it for sure. All right, the last series, Oilers versus Ducks. Oilers strengths, man. What do you got as their strengths? Why do you think they're going to win the series?
I think it's like big thing for them is the experience.
Yeah,
and they have the best, 2 maybe of the top 5 players in the NHL.
Yeah,
both play for this team. I think Bouchard's going to contribute as well. Like, you know what I mean?
Playoff Bouchard.
Playoff Bouchard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what they have going from. There's no Florida this year, so
yeah,
can they get to the cup for a 3rd year in a row?
The Oilers lead in high danger chances, and the Ducks give up like top 3 most amount of shots.
Yeah.
I think that right there, like, it's a bad matchup.
No.
Number 2, the Oilers have the best power play. The Ducks have one of the worst power plays. Right, I think they have like a 79% PK. That goes against the Ducks, so that's a massive gain right there. And number 3, man, you got McDavid, you got Leon Draisaitl if he's healthy, man.
Well, I was
win it on
listening
their
to
own,
it
right?
this morning. They were saying he's performing like in skating and stuff. He's doing everything that to like kind of 100% of what he was. So I think it kind of helped him that they rested him like the last leg of the season too. So
yeah,
I think he'll be
Let's
ready
see.
to go.
Hope he's healthy, man.
Well, all he needs to do is just let Connor McDavid skate, and he just needs to stay in the slot and just be there. His signature spot.
It can't just be the power play. Like, overall, this team doesn't have the depth that he used to have. So of course, Leon Draisaitl's he's more than that, man. He's not just a shooter.
No,
he does
but
more than that. What about the Ducks? What do you think is their strengths?
Oh, like their scoring.
Yeah,
I was gonna say one thing they don't have for him is there's no 3-on-3 no more. Right?
Yeah.
There's no 3-on-3. There's no shootout. So can they win game? Because I think they were like the best overtime team in the NHL. Like for a while, I think they were like undefeated.
Yeah.
But no, they score goals. Like that's not their problem. It's can they keep them out of their own net?
Yeah, that's what it
Right?
is. Yeah, for sure.
I think that's the same thing for Edmonton too. Is like they score goals. It's just which team can keep the puck
That's
out
what
of their
makes
net.
this series very interesting. And as I kept going on, I was just making more cases for the Ducks as I was looking into this.
Just take the over in this. Just
Yeah,
you know what I
this
mean?
is gonna be crazy. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Even their regular season games, I think they're like 6-4.
I wouldn't be surprised if like a 9-6 game or something.
Yeah.
It would be. I feel like there'd be so many goals. I think Dostal is a workhorse. He could take a lot of high volume shots. I think that kind of works for them, even though it's kind of been shaky. The save percentage is not that great. That's one thing. I think that the Ducks have the perfect level, like for perfect amount of veterans, right? And you got the youth as well. I think they got the perfect blend. And number 3, I just think they got one of my favorite clutch players. I think Mikael Granlund. I think they paid him that $7 million. I feel like he's gonna show up now. He's gonna score some. If we're talking about OT, there will be OT here. There won't be no shootouts. There'll be OT. But Granlund is gonna be. He's gonna score one OT goal. That's my thing. I think Granlund's gonna score one OT goal and try to steal one.
Oh, that's gonna be tough.
It's gonna be tough, yeah. Oilers' weaknesses. Why do you think if they lose the series? Why do you think?
Oh,
the
biggest question mark for Edmonton is gonna be their goaltending. Like they found something in Ingram,
Yeah.
But like if Ingram doesn't do good, like
Yeah,
you know, like it could all fall apart for them.
Yeah. Is that the only one?
Well, and that was like the big one. Another one too is just like you mentioned earlier, like a little bit of their bottom line depth. Can they keep up with Anaheim? I don't think. I think their top end talents just lights out above, right?
That's what it is. It's too strong. Like it's really strong, but then there is no scoring from anybody else. And that's a huge problem. Like, is Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, like, let's just say Leon Draisaitl is not healthy. Is Ryan Nugent-Hopkins going to take that step?
Well,
because he hasn't really showed that. Like, he kind of goes invisible.
Well, even when Draisaitl was out, like Savoy's kind of he got a hat trick, I think, in their last game, right? So, it honestly, like, it's Connor McDavid's game, right? Like, he's I think gonna be like the one that kind of pushes this team.
What was the game? Remember when we were gone to Owen Sound? We were watching the Oilers play that night. I forgot who they were playing against. Remember when McDavid was super frustrated?
I want to say it was Vegas. I
think it was Vegas. But I'm just saying, like, especially when there's one player cannot win you a series, unfortunately, right? And that happened. They could win you a game, but can't win you an entire series. So if Leon Draisaitl, he's not healthy. You know, there's a lot of things that could go wrong with this team. It's like a house of cards.
Well,
even
knock
one card and everything just falls
they
apart.
have like players like Podkolzin. He's been playing pretty good, and I think he's a bigger guy too, right? So he kind of like built for playoff hockey. It's just like it's just like, can they contribute from the bottom?
The goaltending, as you're talking about, Leon Draisaitl has to be healthy. He has to be 100%. I don't even think he could. I know you'll take a 90%, but in this, like, not this series, but I think overall, if they want to make a huge run, they just need them being healthy. You know, Zach Hyman needs to stay healthy too. That guy cannot get injured. Like, he got injured, I believe, last year and the year before in the playoffs. He needs to stay healthy. It's very important now. You don't have Corey Perry. You don't have Evander Kane. You know, I think they're gonna have to rely more on Zach Hyman. That's very important. So, I feel like with the Oilers, if we look at all the series with the Oilers, they are the most delicate team. Like, I feel like one piece falls apart, they just fall. They're gonna just collapse. This year, especially, they're so thin everywhere that they just can't lose like anyone.
What happens if Gudas takes out McDavid knee on knee first game?
Bro, that's not hope. That's not hope for that, man.
No, but I'm just saying, like, let's say something like that happens, right? Do you, like, let's say if something happens to McDavid, do you think they have?
I'm not even just saying McDavid. Like, forget
just
about
anyone,
that.
anyone.
I just feel like you lose any of those pieces. You lose a Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. You lose a Zach Hyman. I feel like this team just completely collapses. They don't have players to replace them at all. This team is just bare. You got what? You got Lazar on the fourth line? What do they have? I think that's what we were talking about. I know they got Henrique on the fourth line.
Henrique, yeah.
I think
He's
they
their
got
fourth line
Lazar
center,
too. I don't think they got the depth. So, yeah, this team is fragile. They need to come out perfectly out of this series. They can't have any scratches on them. So that's their weaknesses. What about for the Ducks? What do you think is their weakness?
I think biggest thing for them is just defensively. Can they limit the amount of goals Edmonton scores?
Yeah. I think they have 26 comebacks in the regular season. One of the best comeback teams. But not with the Oilers, man. Not in the playoffs. You cannot rely on that game.
You can't get into I think, but for both teams, you can't get into like I want to say like a pissing contest, right? Like to see who can score more, right?
They're like 21, 24, and 4 when they're down by 1 goal. When they give up the first goal. So when they give up the first goal, that's their record. And the Oilers, I think, is like 40. Their record like 40, 30 and something when they score first. So against the Oilers, you can't just go down. So that's a weakness for them. And I think the PK is just absolutely atrocious. So just get away from the box, man. The Ducks cannot afford to go in the box. And they need to just take advantage of when McDavid and Draisaitl are not on ice.
Yeah.
That's it, man. That's their weakness is. What do you think the Oilers' X factor is in this series?
Oh, it's gonna be like well, honestly, like I think it has to be Ingram. I think if he has a good series, I think this only helps him going forward. Like, he starts off hot. It's gonna kind of propel him in the next series and series after that, right?
Yeah.
So I think he's gonna come play lights out. Because if he starts kind of thing, it's just gonna be the same old Edmonton thing. Like, switching between goalies, and Yari hasn't played well too, right? So
yeah.
That's like my biggest question mark.
I think Wallman got paid, and I believe in this series as a shutdown guy, I think he needs to be the best defenseman in this league. If in this series in general, I think he needs to showcase that if they want to go far. He needs to play. He needs to play really good. He needs to block shots. He needs to do all the things that he has done in the past. So he needs to do that. Bouchard needs to show up. Don't cough up the puck. Don't play how you've done in the past. Play like how you play in the playoffs. Just do that. And you got McDavid. McDavid will score you his goal. He's the best player in the world. So that's your X factor for the Oilers. For the Oilers. For the Ducks, what do you think is their X factor?
Well, geez, X factor. I think it's just gonna be. I'm gonna try and say someone like out of the box. Like, you know what I mean? I'm trying to think. Let's go with Granlund. They brought him in for a reason, bringing that veteran experience. Yeah. If Edmonton's down, like, is he going to be the guy that
you got Jacob Trouba on the back end?
Trouba.
You got Chris Kreider. You got like some good veteran guys. I feel like they could definitely cause.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I think it's up to those veteran guys. I think when they're down or even when they're up, try and kind of either slow down the game for the team or try and keep them level headed. Everyone on the team level headed, right?
Yeah.
Don't kind of live up. Or try and get nervous in the moment and stuff like that.
On paper, they look like a crazy team that could beat a lot of teams, and I just think maybe they don't play like how they play like what's on paper. I feel like they've been very inconsistent all year. I really thought they were gonna maybe push further when they went mid-season, and then they kind of fell off. But I think if there's somebody that could turn this around this entire series, it's Quenneville. I think he could play this chess game, right? He could outcoach the Oilers for sure. He has enough pieces. He got Leo Carlson, Troy Terry, Cutter Gauthier. You could go with the young youth. You could bring in your veterans when you feel like the youth is not doing anything. You bring in your Chris Kreiders and everything and try to change the momentum of the game. I feel like he has enough pieces to use based on where the game will go. I feel like that's going to be very key. If the Ducks want to win this, I think Quenneville can win this series single-handedly. I think the coaching, from all the series, I know you talked about coaching before, but I think at this one series, I think if the Ducks want to win this, I think Quenneville personally could win it with his
think
experience.
About like just what he's done just in the year he's been here. Right?
Yeah.
He's kind of turned the team around, right? So,
yeah, no, for sure. So what do you have winning the series?
I have Edmonton at 6.
You have Edmonton. Yeah, see, I was going back and forth. Last 2 years, I've gone against the Oilers. This year, personally, my gut feeling says that I feel like the Ducks are somehow going to find a way and win this series because I just feel like there's going to be those one piece of the Oilers. I feel like something's going to fall apart and it's going to collapse, right? But then at the same time, I'm just like, I can't go against McDavid, man.
That's what I was just going to say.
You get what I mean? Like, it's a safe pick. I feel like this series, like strategically, like if they're playing against LA, I would have been like, yo, this is an easy blowout, right? But playing against the Ducks, I feel like I don't know which Ducks is going to show up, but I feel like the Oilers are going to win in 5.
Well, like you said, I think the biggest thing for the Oilers that they have going for them is that power play, man. Like you saw against LA, like, they're down out for the count on the floor and it's about to be like the 10 count and he just gets back. It's like when Tyson Fury fought that thing, right? He comes back up and knocks out Wilder, right?
Yeah.
So I think that power play is Anaheim just has to stay out the box.
That's some crazy, man, but
like last year, I think their power play was like 70% or something like that, which is nuts, right?
It's absolutely crazy.
It's like they're on the power play. It's like pretty much you're giving up a goal.
Yeah, but I just think Ducks PK, just special teams, is just not good enough to match up, and I think there won't be. I don't feel like there will be as many penalties in this series unless Trouba is really going headhunting and Gudis and stuff. But I think apart from that, I feel like there's not gonna be as many power plays as maybe some other series. So I don't know, man. It's hard going, but I'm gonna go with the Oilers. Overall, now we picked our series and everything. Who do you got winning? Like, who do you got in the second round? We're gonna do our like predictions, and then as the series weeks go on, we'll keep talking about the next series, right? So, let's just start with the Central. You had the Avs winning, you had Dallas winning. Who do you have winning between them?
Avs and Dallas?
Yeah.
Avs.
You had Avs winning. How many games do you have them in winning?
Oh shoot, that's gonna be tough. I
Just
want
give
to
or take. Whatever.
I'll say 6.
6, okay. And then you had the Knights, right?
The Knights,
winning.
yeah.
And then you had the Oilers winning.
Yep.
Who do you think is going to win that series?
I think it's gonna be Vegas.
You got Vegas winning that series, and how many games?
I think that's gonna go 7.
7 games. And then you had in the Eastern Conference, you had the Buffalo Sabres versus Boston. You had Buffalo winning that series.
Yep.
Right. And then you had the other series with Montreal and Tampa.
I had Montreal.
You had Montreal. So who do you think is going to win that series between Buffalo and Montreal?
I think Montreal.
Think Montreal wins it?
Yeah.
How many games?
Oh, I want to say like 6.
6 games?
Yeah.
And then last one, you got Carolina winning and you got the Flyers winning. So if they play against each other, who do you got winning?
Carolina.
You got Carolina?
Yeah.
How many?
In 5.
In 5?
Yeah.
All right. So now that takes you to the second round. You got the Hurricanes playing against the Montreal Canadiens. Who do you got winning?
I got the Hurricanes.
You got Hurricanes?
Yeah.
How many?
I want to say like 6.
6?
6, 7. Yeah.
And then now you got 6. You got Vegas and you got the Avs. Who do you got winning that series?
The Avs.
Avs?
Yeah.
How many games?
5.
5 games?
Yeah.
And then the last one is the finals. Avs versus your
Carolina.
Hurricanes. Who do you got winning?
I got Avs.
How many games?
I want to say 5.
Wow. So
I honestly,
you think
I think they both.
have a chance?
Yeah, I think it's just the Avs. They're just not gonna have any competition. I think, especially coming out of that first, the Dallas and Minnesota. Dallas
be
is
banged up,
they're gonna
right?
be banged up, and then same thing with Vegas. Vegas is already banged up. I think they're like, as long as the Avs can stay healthy, I think they're blowing past every team.
So I had Montreal winning, right? That the series against Tampa, and I had Buffalo winning. I got Montreal winning as well. I think that series is maybe going to go to 7 as well. I got the Hurricanes versus Pittsburgh, right? I got Pittsburgh winning. I got Hurricanes winning that series, right? I think that series maybe I'll say in 6. And then I got the Hurricanes playing against Montreal. I think Montreal beats them in 6. I don't think Hurricanes are going to go past the second round.
I was the only reason I was like, this will be the year, right? So
no, I think it's Montreal's Cinderella story this year. I think Montreal's going to the finals.
Same thing like when they
2020. Yeah. So in the West, Avs against Stars. I got Avs. I think Avs win 6 as well. And I got Mammoth playing against the Oilers. I got the Mammoth winning. I think they're going to end up winning in 7. The Mammoth are going to play against the Avs. I got the Avs winning in 5. And then the Avs versus Montreal, I got the Avs winning in 7. Yeah. I think
against 7 against Montreal.
Yeah, because I think Dobson's going to be back by then. I think the team's going to be healthy.
Oh, jeez.
Goaltending wise, yeah, it's still lacking. I just think with Montreal, I feel like a lot of the statistics and everything doesn't work out. I just feel like the aura. Okay. I'm literally doing this. I'm literally picking Montreal into the finals just based on aura. I feel like it's their story this year. I feel like they're just going to go friggin' far, man.
Yeah.
And they maybe just won. Maybe in 6, maybe Avs win in 6, but I feel like it's going to be so close. Montreal is just going to be right there, but they're just not going to win it yet. They're going to have this huge lesson. And then next 5 years, I feel like they're going to go on some runs. Yeah.
No, it's like the way they're stacking up. It's like it's going to be another.
You got surprised they got Montreal in finals.
No, I wasn't really too surprised because I really like them too. And a lot of analysts and stuff like them too.
Yeah.
A lot of analysts surprisingly like Ottawa too.
Yeah, they do.
You know what I mean?
Because I think a lot of teams are losing hope on the Canes, man. That's what it is, right? Yeah. Okay.
And they haven't even given us a reason to lose hope on them, right?
Yeah. I guess they're just not the sparkly
pick,
And
they're playing Carolina.
No, dude, it's a hard place.
No,
to play.
no. It's a hard place to play, but it's in the middle of nowhere. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like a big city or whatnot. So, but it's not like a sexy pick, I guess, right?